criticized heavily, accused of being an APC member. Seun Okinbaloye of Channels TV has been accused by some social media user of being an APC member. This is coming few minutes after interviewing the president's media aide, Femi Adesina, Seun, whom some believe didn't grill Mr. Adesina well by letting the president's aide get away with some question, is currently being criticized heavily of. Replying to a tweet by a social media user over the way Politics Today host let Adesina get away by ignoring some questions, more than 2 Twitter users reacted saying that Seun Okin is an APC member. Personally, I feel Seun Okinbaloye did a wonderful interview with Mr. Femi Adesina, and as a journalist, he had to be moderate with his questions, or else he could be alleged of being an opposition member by some government officials. Do you think Seun Okinbaloye is partisan, and that is why he didn't grill Adesina enough? Thank you for listening to this news. My viewers, I don't think Seun Okinbaloye is partisan in the interview. In fact, he wasn't partisan. You see, I'm a broadcaster, do you understand? And Seun Okinbaloye, as a broadcaster too, is actually trying to follow the ethics of being a broadcaster. There's an ethics that you need to observe. Critically, it's very important. You need to observe that ethics while broadcasting or interviewing anyone, most especially it's from the president and what have you, you know. So I believe Seun Okinbaloye was trying to be frank and was trying to be careful. Do you understand? He was trying to be careful. You cannot criticize him, because what he's doing is his job. What he's doing is his job. And he's trying to avoid so many things which you as a person may not be able to understand except when you come into the field. There are some questions that are not allowed to be asked, even if you are opportune to do so. Because it's opportune to interview Femi Adesina doesn't mean that he will not seize the opportunity to blast him, to force truth out of his mouth. While trying to do so, Femi Adesina is on his right to shun him right from that interview. And you know what that means? If he does that, you know what that means? Let me not even talk much on that, because many of us are not in the field. So the young man is only trying to be cautious, to be careful. He's trying to apply precaution in order not to get his clients perturbed and uncomfortable. Do you understand? In order not to be embarrassed. See, as a broadcaster, you need to be constructive in your criticism. You need to be constructive in your criticism. You must not always be on top of your interviewer. You understand? You need to be calm. You need to be simplified, both in question and answer section. You need to be friendly, accommodating. You need to be social. If you apply these skills, the person you are interviewing will not know when to say what is not even expected to say. He will, unknowingly expose himself. I'm telling you, he will expose himself. So what are we saying? All these are what we need to know. All these are what we need to take note of. Alright? So I wouldn't want us to flop too much on this matter. I wouldn't want us to do so, because it is an interview. It is an interview, and since it's an interview, it demands constructiveness. It demands constructiveness. So that is what I see Akimbalóye trying to apply. So I wouldn't love it. I wouldn't like it seeing people telling what is not. You understand? So that is what you really need to know. All right. So my dear viewers, all these are what we need to be taking note of before we start making any criticism. I'm not in support of Femi Adesina, okay? Because many a times Femi Adesina on his own side have tried all of his best to be by the side of the president, covering the president up. Many times, I'm telling you, many times he has done that. So why would I want to cover him up? I won't want to do that. And for what reason? You get it? So, my dear viewers, I plead to us to please pay attention before criticizing. Some of us watched the interview, some of us didn't watch it. And for some of us that didn't watch it, we are not expected to say what we don't know. And for some of you that watched it, you watched it, but you didn't get out the point. You didn't get out the point. So let me still hear more comments from the outsiders. I don't know what your own take concerning this may be. Deem it fit to leave them below the comment box. Click on the subscription button as well as the bell button to receive more updates. Thank you.